Fishy jerks. What's happening,
Love it.
people? What's going on? Look who I got. Look at this guy. Very first time that my friend Colored Guppies, Vinay, has ever been on a live stream. Ever, right? Have you done
First
anything? Have
time
you showed
ever.
tanks or anything?
Nope.
No.
Been a
That's
ninja. Been a
amazing to me
ninja.
because you're such a big, to me at least, you're a big part of the fish fam.
I don't know. I like to lurk, see, talk, watch everyone else,
Gotcha.
and go from there. Yeah.
You're compiling data on all of us, aren't you? For the
Yeah, I'm a
takeover.
spy. That's right. I'm watching.
Real quick, people, something you didn't know about Vinay, he's the inventor of the balloon knot. This man right here invented the balloon knot. You heard it here. That's a new thing we're going to try out. I think we're going to give just random jobs to people. Like last week, we
I
interviewed
love it.
Callie from the BCAS, and I said that she was a amateur magician, and she was like, "What?" And I said, "See, that's magic. Even you didn't know." So I think from now on, anybody that comes up is just going to have some random weird job, and you are the
I like
inventor
it.
of the balloon knot.
Yeah, I'm a knot
Um,
tire. I love it.
All right, real quick. Everybody that's been here before, you already know this, but we don't say hi. We don't look at the chat. We're not. It's just going to be Vinay and I having a conversation. So if you've got questions or anything, it's basically you guys are just going to be back there talking to each other as we're having our conversation up here. But keep things in mind because the second half will open it up to the chat and let you guys ask questions of Vinay too. Um, and again, thanks everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. Vinay, thank you for being here. I really
Cool.
appreciate it.
Thanks
Your
for having
first
me.
time. We got to meet at the Keystone Clash, and let me tell you, uh, you walked up to me. I think I was in the.
In the
I was
fish room.
filming. I was filming in the
Hmm.
fish showroom, and you walked up and you introduced yourself. And 2 minutes later, I felt like I had known this guy my entire life. I
Yeah,
mean, we
it was
just
fun.
hit it off. He's just so easy going. He's a great guy. And I made an instant friend. It was amazing how quickly I felt like this guy's one of my best friends. He's just that kind of person.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Same with you, Rico.
Um, let's start out. Where do you currently live?
I'm in Frederick, Maryland.
Okay,
So right outside of DC, further out, an hour away.
gotcha. We have quite a few people in Maryland. There's quite a few around you
Yeah,
there.
there
Good,
are.
good group of people too. I've met quite a few of them, and a great group of
Excellent.
people.
Yeah,
Um,
excellent hobbies.
and have you lived there your entire life?
No, I'm originally from DC, so I was born and raised in DC. And of course, the DMV area is going to be the District, Maryland, Virginia. So we ended up moving into Northern Virginia as well. So DC and then Northern Virginia out here due to marriage.
Gotcha, gotcha. How long have you lived there now? In this stint, how long have you lived there?
5 years.
Hmm.
5 years in Frederick.
And
Yeah.
what was right before that?
Northern Virginia,
Okay.
Arlington, which was like right outside of DC, 15
Yeah,
minute
yeah,
walk.
yeah. I've been there, but it's been a really, really long time. It was a long time ago. Um, sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. Don't look at the
I
chat
know
because sometimes it's very distracting. There's a lot of
it is.
funny people in the chat, so it can be very distracting. And what do you do for a living?
Well, I actually switched jobs. So right now, I'm managing the health and immunization for DC public schools. So I have
Oh,
several wards which are under my charge. This includes COVID vaccinations too. So that's what I'm doing now. I made a switch. I wanted to have to do something that was impactful.
gotcha. That's
So
very
yeah.
cool. And how
Yeah.
you said you made a switch? How long has that been?
Oh man, it's recently a few months, just a few
Wow.
months. Yeah.
And it really was the change was really just because you felt something you just felt like you needed to do something more.
Yeah. I like jobs that have missions. And I like to agree with the mission statement that's aligned with my morals, my values. And I was working for a big corporation. It just wasn't Vinay. It wasn't who I was anymore. I needed a change.
Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. That's cool. I love that. Um, it totally threw me off. I totally thought I forgot what I was going to ask next. All right, well that's the show, guys. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you guys all hanging out with us, and we really got to know.
Phew, I was nervous. Feel good.
Um, and what kind of jobs have you held throughout most of your life? What are the
Well,
different things you've done?
well, I mean, initially, I was in the army, so I spent 12 years in the
Yes.
army.
Yeah.
That's initially what I went to straight out of high school. I was going to go to college. My family is originally from India. We have a long storied military background in India, so I wanted to just continue that here. It made my dad very happy, actually. So did that, and then of course, 12 years in that, went to the government and worked for the Defense Intelligence Agency for a little bit, and then I went to actually work for an NFL football team for a little bit too. So
Wow.
I have a big football background too. That's kind of just being a kid in high school and stuff like that, and I live in a great area where I met so many people, and you can network so easily. So I did that for a little bit, and then I became an entrepreneur. And I've owned landscape companies, tree companies. My first business was a gas station, C-store. I said my family's from India, so I did a very Indian thing, and I bought a gas station, which was I always told everyone, I was like, I'm not going to be that stereotypical Indian. And man, I saw a good deal, and I snatched it up, man. Crazy.
Yeah. How long did that last, the gas station?
3 years, and I flipped it. The whole idea was to flip it and sell it and make more money. Yeah.
You definitely are business minded. I've noticed that even from when, and you mentioned it when we were talking in the chat before, we didn't really talk a whole lot on Facebook or on YouTube. Not a whole lot. We talked there and there, but it was really Instagram where we started really conversing more and more. And I noticed that was something that you said quite often, was that you're very business minded. You're always thinking about that next level and that next thing, that moving on to the next bigger thing.
Bigger, better, or the same thing, but improving the process, improving what we see, kind of like BASF, right?
Yeah.
Take what you're doing and maybe I'll make it better, or something to that effect. So
Gotcha. And you've been like that your whole life, or is that something that was instilled with you later on, or where did that come from? It doesn't seem like something that most people have. Most people strive.
I'm a weirdo. I'm a weirdo, Rick. I mean, straight up,
Well, that's why we hit it off so well.
A lot of it comes from the military,
Okay.
Being strategic, being analytical. Some of the things I did outside of the military too, and of course, I went to college after military as well. A little bit during, because you can do online classes and things like that, and I think just something within me. I think the American dream is to own a home, is to be an entrepreneur, own a business, and that just like always stuck with me. And control. When I even to this day, working for someone is really hard. When you're your own boss, you can set your own things, and you want to talk about having an impact. You do almost anything you set your mind to.
Yeah.
So just something I like. I like to control. Maybe I'm a control freak. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that is a nice thing. And this is sort of an aside, but it's sort of related too, because you're talking about creating something and the control and everything. You were trying to put together a fish club in the area that was a little bit different. Can you talk a little bit about that? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to, and I still do. But I think it's getting like-minded people together. There's a lot of legwork. I've actually hooked up with 9 other people. There's 10 of us. And we did a lot of legwork, the investments and things of that nature. I just found a little kickback. I just felt like people were maybe like, oh, not another club, but we don't have a club here in Maryland. Like I go to Northern Virginia, an hour away. Or I'm going to go to like I went to Lehigh Valleys, to meet Kirk. Well, I didn't get to go there, but that was the plan.
Yeah.
And it just, I think maybe people are just a little complacent, a little bit, hey, I'm the guy in this club. I don't want to restart in your club. But the club is all inclusive. I had a whole different model behind it. It's just something more progressive, more modern, more inclusive. Something to kind of break the staleness of some of the clubs. Sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, I need to either be 80 years old, I'm halfway there, but or I need a tie on, and that's definitely not me either.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a toga on, dude, to be honest with you. So you can walk right in, but that was it. So we still may, but we're actually going to parlay that into something else because, like I was telling you, we were looking into a building. Like when I do anything, it's big. I have that risk taker gene in me, and I don't care.
Gotcha.
So we're actually looking into a building. We found one, 54,000 square foot building that we were hoping to home the club in and start a breeding facility and start a true, like, let's say fish co-op with it, breeding and selling and trying to do things on a bigger level. We're still going to do that, but I don't think we're going to be forming the club as of yet.
Yeah.
But that building is coming into fold. We're all going in on it, and we're all good friends too. So we want to get this breeding facility going. Just big things coming,
And how many people are you? You told me before, and I think
10
it
of
was
us
like
total.
10. Yeah, there's 10 of you,
10 of us
and
total.
they're all people that you know of as good breeders and people that are
Good
well.
breeders.
Yeah,
Some of them are involved in some of the events that we're in. And we'll go into that. Once we get into that, then I'll let it known a little bit. So some of them are my army buddies too. So
gotcha.
a lot of us ex-military guys are into fish because it's therapy. It really is, and it's something to do. And a lot of protocol, and I'm that type of guy. I need protocol. I like routine, and I need to keep busy, and it helps.
Gotcha. Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does. It's helped me out a lot too. I wasn't in the military, but just especially at retirement, it's definitely helped me to I don't know, just to adjust to retirement life. And plus, it gave me all this, all this going on right now. Um,
Definitely.
there's 60 people watching right now,
Oof.
and
That's like 59 more than I thought. Wow.
you thought it was just going to be you and me? No, I told you everybody wants to know. Everybody knows color guppies. They want to know more about color guppy. That's what it is.
Sure, I
Because
appreciate
you've
that.
been,
It's great.
I've seen you. Now you were gone for a while, and I noticed. You didn't really do too much YouTube stuff, and I noticed. I think that's when I
You
started
did.
talking to you on Instagram. I was like, "Hey,
Yeah,
man,
you
where you
did
been?"
notice.
Because even right off the bat, we would talk in the chat and stuff. I was like, "Man, that guy's pretty damn cool." And then I missed you when you were gone, so I went looking for you, and found you over there on Instagram. And I'm really
Yeah.
happy that you did come back because I think that the fish fam is far better off as you being part of it instead
Well,
of
I
being a part.
appreciate that. At least for right now. Yeah, you never know.
Well, you're a positive member of it, and you're the type of people that we need to have.
I
We need
appreciate
more
that.
Benays in our group,
That
and it's
might
not just
destroy
the
the
knowledge; it's the attitude.
that might just destroy the whole time space continuum might just rip if there's two names.
Well, one of you have to go
So
by that other name that you had.
yeah, we'll do a whole Loki thing maybe. Get with the TVA, see what's going on.
All right, so um, you have how many kids? You have two boys? No, you have a
Two boys, three girls, so five.
wow.
Yeah,
That's why you have those. My wife calls those thigh burns. She
he's
calls
right.
those
Yeah,
thigh burns, and that's why you have those because you have five kids. What's the spread there? What's the oldest and the youngest?
you got 16, 14. Let's see, 16, 14. 16. I'm sorry, 16, 14, 11, 16, 14, 11, 7, and 5.
Wow,
And birthdays are just coming up here too. So yeah.
your wife is a saint.
She is, man. Oh my gosh, dealing with me, fish, dogs. Oh my, she's a
And
great mother. My
yeah,
wife is an amazing mother. Amazing.
we didn't get to meet her. We think we'll meet her at any of these events. She probably has to stay home when you go to these
No,
things.
we got a
Let you
plan. I want
go.
to bring her to Kentucky.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of reasons to go to Kentucky. First, of course, I want to hang out with everyone again. It was
yeah,
just the best. It rejuvenated my soul, man. It just had me come to my fish room. Said, man, keep going.
yeah.
And a lot, of course, I said I was in the military, and I actually did my basic training at Fort Knox. So
Oh,
which is just south of Louisville. So there's a couple of things I want to see. Some people I want to do to, see, and not do, but some people I want to see and do
hey
things.
now.
Not right now. So we'll see what happens with that. So I mean, I do want to bring her. I think she'll enjoy it, and she's kind of getting more used to the fish. She likes
Gotcha.
some of them. So
Well, we're going, and my wife is not interested in fish in any way, and she will be looking for things to do in the area. I don't want to I don't want to volunteer her because I've already done that with Stephen P a little bit, but
sure.
maybe the wives would want to hang out if she's not interested in going to talks and stuff. Maybe at least
Oh,
so
sure.
she's not alone. Maybe
She
if
would.
she
I mean,
wants
they can
to.
just talk crap about us together. So
Yeah.
get it
There's
out.
a
Let
lot
them
of
vent. Get it
crap to
out.
talk,
Yeah.
but maybe they want it. Maybe there's an event or something that they can do. Well, we'll talk about that. That'll be cool. And I'm so
Yeah.
looking forward to that event. I'm definitely doing Keystone Clash again this year, and
Oh
we
yeah.
are going to one way or another. We're going to be at Louisville as well. Really looking forward to that event, and really, the talks and stuff, and the vendors, all that stuff. Yeah, and everybody's been saying this, so it sounds like a cliche. It sounds like it's trite. It's not. I really mean this sincerely. The reason I want to go is because of Vinay. It's because of Stephen P. It's
Yep.
Fishy and Jason and Patty, and I mean, just on and on and on. Ed and
Bruiser,
Robert.
Jenny
I mean,
Lynn.
just
I mean, just so many
yeah,
great people.
just
Jeez,
an
yeah,
amazing group of people, and it's going to be so much fun to hang out with everybody. And that's really why I want to go. That's the main reason, and that's
yeah.
the reason we are going to go is just to see everybody.
That's right.
Anyways, sorry, didn't mean to go off. How did you and your wife meet? And what's her name, if you don't mind?
Melanie.
Okay, Millie. I don't want to just say your wife. I feel weird saying that.
Yeah,
Millie.
that's okay. Yeah,
How did you and
Melanie.
Millie
So
meet?
we well, when I left working for the government, I kind of transferred into just kind of in between job and was working for a contractor that actually worked with the DIA, so it was really easy for me,
Yeah,
And she was working there at that time, and then we met and became friends and good stuff like that. So
gotcha. So through a work relationship.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
nice. And
It
how
took a
long?
while though. It took a while to develop into something though.
Yeah, best ones I think do. My wife was a friend. She actually was one of my good friends, girlfriends, for a long time, 3 years, and they broke up, and then we dated a few years later. But we knew each other for at least like 4 years before we ever went out. What about you guys? Was it like that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
We knew each other for a while before we ever went out, but there was always, you always know when there's mutual attraction there. What
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
I'm a professional. I'm very professional though at work, so you're not going to catch me doing a lot of like wink, wink, and I'm not a flirty type of guy either. I just put it all up here.
Yeah. Well, there's where we diverge a little bit because I'm not very professional and I am a very winky wink kind of guy. So we diverge a little there. Um, and how long you guys been together now? Obviously for 16 years.
Yeah, I mean it's been a long time.
Do
It's
you
it's
know?
it's,
Do you know
it's
how
been a long
long?
time.
Just a long time. Is she watching?
17 and a half. She's actually napping.
Oh,
Se-
okay.
17 and a half, I believe. So
Okay. Yeah,
for a
that's a
while.
good long time. Very cool.
Yeah, it is.
Um, all right. So enough prying into that. I could tell you were a little uncomfortable with that one. That was good. I could tell. Just a hint. You were a little uncomfortable. Like, where's he going to go? Where are we going with this one? Um,
Yeah.
a long time and no end in sight. I'm not supposed to look at the chat, Jason. You got something, Jason. But I can't remember. There was like their 11th anniversary. He made something, had something like engraved for his wife, and that was what it said on it. A long time, or a certain amount of time, 11 years or whatever it was, and no end in sight.
Wow.
I think he meant it to sound a lot more romantic than
It's
it
like a
did.
double-edged sword, right? It's
Yeah,
kind of
no
like,
end in sight makes it. That's usually what somebody says when something bad is going on.
It's that kiss and slap,
Yeah. Um, well, let's shift gears a little bit. Hobbies, because you're very, like you said, you're very business minded and stuff. You really enjoy that part of things. Do you have any hobbies that you do? Hi. She has to come back
That's
and
my
say
little
hi.
dog. She will. Trust me, she will. But obviously, everyone knows fish is one of my hobbies.
Yeah,
Before fish and continuously throughout my life, it's been dogs. I
that's
have a
right.
huge passion with dogs for the military too, and training so many canines on the side and do security work. And I used to breed dogs and sell to the police and stuff like that. So really a big passion. I love dogs ever since a child. Same thing, fish tank and a puppy always. Um, Football, which I can't play as much anymore because I'm old and broken. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You don't want to see me run, guys. You don't want to see me run. But in reading, I mean, I'm kind of a geek in a lot of ways. Being an animal lover, I love to read about animals. I was probably like the only 10-year-old kid checking out books on birds of prey, from the library, just being that nerd, as my brothers would call me. So
Yeah,
a lot of stuff with animals and being a father. I mean, right now, what encompasses a lot of my free time is going to be my children, and I love it. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
So being a dad is the best title I could ever have.
yeah. I'm with you. I sort of miss. I mean, not that it ever goes away, but my youngest is 19. My oldest is 30. So we it's different when they're little and you're doing stuff and you're taking them places and teaching them things. Now
They
they're
need
just
you.
out.
They
You know
need
what
you, man.
though?
As they get older, they kind of
Well,
don't
but
need you in certain ways.
exactly. It's been nice because now that my son, he bought a house a while back and he doesn't live at home. He hasn't lived at home for a while, but well, he's come back a couple times. It happens.
Sure.
They do need you in different ways though, because it's been nice to help impart some homeowner knowledge and
Yes.
insurance and all
Yep.
those day-to-day things that
All the adulting stuff,
yeah, which I'm not great at, but I've done.
Yeah, I give you my best. I'll tell you what not to do, or like don't follow daddy. You know what I mean? So
What's
things of
that?
that nature.
don't
Like don't
don't
follow
follow.
dad. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I'll tell them the mistakes I made. I mean,
yeah.
that's the best way to teach someone.
I think so too. But the only thing is, most of the time, I don't think we like to hear or learn from other people's mistakes because we're like, oh, that won't happen to me, even though they're following the same path. I think a lot of times people just have to, they just
Learn
have
the
to
hard way.
experience it on their own. So you tell them, but they're probably still going to do the same thing you did, and maybe even do
Yeah,
it worse. You just have
that's
to hope
okay.
that
That's when
you.
I sit back and laugh and go, "Ha ha! I told you so." Turn it around on him.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna make it a win.
Now you said fish tanks and dogs. Was there one before the other?
Fish came actually before the dogs.
Okay.
It's because I saw this picture of my father in like I think it was late 60s, early 70s. He had this little fish tank, and I was like, "Whoa, what's that?" And he's like, "It's a fish tank." And right there, I was like, "Dad, can I get a fish tank?" He's like, "Sure." This is the old days where you just go across the street and I was buying cigarettes for my dad back then.
Yeah,
How it
yeah.
used to be. So it's like, here's $50. Go to a fish store. I got ripped off severely and brought home every wrong fish there was. That's how it all started right there. So.
Yeah, yeah. Um, did you find that the fish keeping helped with the dog breeding in any way? Was there any knowledge that transferred over? I've asked this to other people too, like people that bred horses and stuff. Is there
Yeah.
any knowledge really that came over that you already understood from the fish keeping that helped with the dogs?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's animal husbandry, regardless the way we look at it.
Yeah,
Whether it's figuring out, COIs, coefficient of inbreeding, and things of that nature, pedigrees. I mean, dogs and fish do vary a little bit in how it goes. But what I would say probably is the dogs, it's reversed. Once I started getting heavy into dogs, it actually helped me with the fish a little bit better.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I think it's just maybe understanding genetics a little bit more, breeding a little bit more, understanding that this is the dog, now this is the fish. Let's say, live birth or egg scattering versus live birth puppies, placentas versus, little egg yolk sacs and things of that nature. So it was pretty cool, though. And I would probably say I'm still heavier into the dogs. I delivered thousands of dogs throughout my life. You know what I mean? So, and shown and trained them too. So,
Yeah.
I haven't shown or trained too many fish, though. But we're getting there.
I was going to say, why not? Because I know I've seen some of the fish that you've bred. You've shown me a lot of the stuff and amazing fish. So why haven't you gotten into any of the shows yet? You don't just haven't been ready. Just haven't the time hasn't been right, or
The time and I have to feel right now. Some of my guppies, my blue green Moscows, have gone on with and won IFGA shows with other people. But I myself, it has to be the right crowd, Rico. I think you know me. I mean, if the crowd's not for me, I don't force myself in. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get in where I fit in. I'm going to go where I just fit in. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So sometimes just that crowd is not for me. Same thing with dog shows. I used to show dogs and it's just like, let me get out of this crowd. It's
she has
my
to come
daughter,
say hi
Jada.
now. Hi,
Say hi.
Hi.
how are you?
How are you? He's asking. You're in my earbuds here.
Oh,
Good.
sorry.
Yeah, she's good.
Do you like your dad?
Do you like me?
What?
Do you like Daddy?
Yeah.
She's lying.
See that tooth missing? She knows what's up. So. Okay.
Look, it's big red. Turn off.
She's going through my photos. She's on my phone playing around.
Nice.
There's
Um,
Billy back there.
what kind of dogs did you have you bred? I mean, you said all different kinds. So,
Oh, yeah.
it seems like more bigger dogs has been your forte.
Yeah, I'm a working dog guy. I'm
Yeah.
a working dog guy. And I believe a dog needs to serve its function. And, I'm a big believer in the pet companion protector. So, obviously, Malinois, Dutch Shepherds, German Shepherds, but most of those weren't really for the family. Those were to breed and sell to the police departments. But my Rottweilers, my German Rotties, my Cane Corsos, American Bulldogs, I mean, I've had them all and
Gotcha.
showed them all. And then I started my own breed about 20 years ago. So that's kind of still ongoing, which is just across a bunch of different dogs. So
And
That's what we
that's
got.
the one we see often now on your Instagram.
that is actually from a buddy. It has a smidgen of my dogs in it. I wish I had a little bit more blood of mine. A lot of that mastiff blood brings a very slow maturing mentality. I'm very used to that Rottweiler Molosser blood, which is very quick, ninth smartest dog breed. And So I'm just getting used to it. And they're great dogs. They are, but they're not like your police patrol dogs. These are going to be your natural defense family protectors. Like,
Gotcha.
yeah, don't come in this house with the wrong attitude, you know?
Gotcha. And would you ever get a Chihuahua ever?
We had a Chihuahua.
Okay.
Yeah. We ended up getting rid of the Chihuahua, believe it or not, because the Chihuahua was freaking crazy. So it was just small. It had small dog syndrome, had an apple head, and it just was, I mean, had a cocked eye and everything, man. It was a great dog. We ended up giving it to a friend because we don't get rid of dogs, you know. It has to go to a friend or we're going to suffer together for the rest of our lives, you know.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, and he was just, believe it or not, the dog was trying to fight the big dogs.
Yep.
And he was just screwy, man.
We have a Chihuahua Papillon mix right now, and she's not really like that. She does bark a little bit, but she gets along really well with the other dogs, but they like to sit on her. They love to sit on her, and every time they try to, then she doesn't nip at them, but she yells at them. And it sounds like yelling. She doesn't bark. She's like going, "Get off of me!" It's a weird, really weird special bark that she has, but they love to do it. The other two are just pugs. They're not huge dogs. But the two pugs love to sit on her for some reason. I don't know why. It happens all the time. Everywhere they go, if they get up on the couch, the other two dogs are sitting on her. It just happens all the time. It's hilarious. They do it on purpose.
It's a little inside joke between them. I mean, we have a French bulldog too, man, and she's a ruffian, man. She fights over food, bones, water. My big dog's 167 pounds, man, and she's just like, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, that's cool. It's funny how they don't care about the size. They don't care, you know, they just must think they're the same size as the other ones, you know.
Yeah, she's the oldest too, and it's a dominance thing too, and she's just, I mean, she is not a little dog. She's a big dog at heart.
Gotcha.
Most definitely.
Gotcha. So it's most of your other hobbies are all to do with animals. There's really nothing outside of nature, really. You're not like a gamer.
I am, but it's going to be like typically your military games. Like I'm, COD. I like to kill things and blow things up. So I'm pretty hardcore gamer right now with COD. Like your Warzone, Black Ops, and Vanguard's out now. I don't know if anyone knows that. And
Gotcha.
Fortnite, to an extent, Fortnite, but it's a little too cartoonish for me. So
yeah. So first person shooters mostly. That's your.
I mean, I really like it, and I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. I miss the military a lot. And it's not the blowing up and killing people. It's just some of the things you hear and say, some of the terminology.
Gotcha.
And a lot of it's crap in the game too. Trust me. I can't, shoot a guy 10 times in his face and he's still somehow nice, right? But, it's what I miss and I like it. And it's a game. I'm competitive. Like I said, I played a lot of football as a kid too. So just a competitive nature. But
thanks for bringing that back up. Can you tell us the football team that you worked with?
It was Washington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and are they your favorite team, or do you have a favorite?
They were absolutely my favorite team growing up. It definitely would not work for them again. But yeah, it's just kind of like a dream job until you it's a mess, and I think everyone knows that. You can just read the headlines down there. I can say there's more to come. It's not done yet. So.
No, it's gonna be bad.
So it's a mess. It's culture, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're in business, you're home, you're in school, whatever, you have to set that culture, and it starts from the top.
Yeah.
And shit comes down. So.
Yep.
That's what happened there.
Gotcha. So until he sells the team,
I pray to God. Oh my gosh, I just anyone's. I just buy the damn team, man. I need to win. You know what I mean?
we should all help KG Tropicals because that's also John's favorite team. Maybe he'll buy the team and become the owner. We should help him out.
I don't know, man. This is the only one of the few teams that's been 25 years losing and just doubling its value.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of money because we're idiots. We keep buying the stuff. We just want that shirt that says Washington, man. And I don't buy anything. I have issues with the NFL. Period. So
I'm with you. I've been a fan of the Bears my entire life, and we've had been to the Super Bowl twice, won once.
But you had some great teams though.
It's been fun though. At least we've had some things to root for. We had the Walter Paytons and the Gale Sayers, and
you kind of like Washington. Never had that great quarterback, but you had great teams.
Yeah,
and the great
never had a
surrounding
good
guys.
quarterback. Well, I shouldn't say never, but we've
Yeah,
never
Rex
had it.
Grossman for a little bit. Hey, Rex took you there.
I was hoping he was gonna. I like Trubisky. I thought Trubersky, as we call him. I thought he was gonna be the guy, but and sometimes he show. I don't want to get too far into football. We'll
Yeah,
turn a lot of people off.
yeah.
Remember I said when we first when pre-chat we were talking, and I said, you know what, Vinay, there's going to be 70 people coming in here to learn about you, and there's 72 people in here right now
Wow.
to learn more about you. So no stress,
Appreciate it.
no pressure or anything. You seem like you can handle that anyways. But
Yeah.
just so you know, the fish fam does want to know a lot more about you. And like I was saying earlier, I think you're a integral part of it, and I hope you continue to stay that way.
I appreciate it. I'm just happy to be a part of something really cool. So
Yeah,
definitely.
it's a great group. Okay, so we talked about the hobbies, really just nature stuff, and a little bit of video games. What about do you get into any type of reading other than stuff about your hobbies? Do you
Oh,
like to,
you know what? This is so strange. Yeah, that's part of my hobbies: anthropology, history,
nice?
archaeology. Especially being of Indian descent, I've done a lot of studying about that because I believe a lot of what I see in academia is incorrect. And some things have to be corrected, and you got to learn on your own as well. But just different peoples, races, religions. Another reason why I joined the military, get to see the world, and I like that. I want to believe myself to be a cultured person, but I love to learn about other people, other races, other anything.
Yeah,
Not just my own.
yeah, because that it's amazing how much we can. If we can put ourselves in that other person's shoes better, then there's a lot more understanding that happens, and we're not
Yeah.
going to get that. We're always going to see them as others unless we try to do that.
Right. And some
So,
things are cool. I may not do it, but I can absolutely admire you for doing something that I may not do. And
sure.
it's what you do. And I think if people read a good book called Guns, Germs, and Steel, it's an overview, it's a snapshot of civilization, but it'll give you a good breakdown of why things are what they are, and it'll make you want to learn a little bit more about our world. I don't look for differences; I'm looking for similarities.
Guns, Germs, and Steel.
It's
Okay.
a good book. It's an audio book. You can actually find it on YouTube and just listen to it too. Pretty decent book.
I'm just making a note here real quick. Hold on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's one of the books that really opened my eyes to the world a little bit more.
I just I got to look it up because I'm not familiar with it. So hold on. I'm not going to look it up now, but I got to just make a note real
Sure.
quick. I mean, I know I can go back in the chat. I always like to save the chat so people can go back and look at things that
Yes.
but you've got to save the chat with it. A lot of times, I was talking about this today. A lot of times, channels will do the live streams and you can catch the replay, but they turn off the live chat so you can't see what
They
the
do.
people are talking about.
Yeah.
All right, Guns, Germs, and Steel. I'm not familiar with it at all, so I will have to look it up. Okay. Sounds like a game of Civ. I do love Civilization. That's my kind of game right there. Although
yeah,
I'm a big RPG fan too. I play a lot of RPGs and driving games. Right now, I'm playing Forza Horizon 5.
Horizon. Yep,
That's,
my son's all over that right now.
Yeah,
All over that.
it's fun. It's just a fun. I like open world type stuff like that where you can
Yeah.
go do whatever, and especially when this one there's all the off road stuff, so you can.
Yeah, you can do everything that you can't do in real life here.
Yeah,
That you
Yeah,
want to do.
it's that escape. It's that escape. Let's see. You know what? We're already halfway through. So let me think this through. We talked about the hobbies and your different jobs and stuff, and we talk about the relationships and the kids, and I think I covered most of the stuff. Before we jump into the chat, is there anything you'd like to tell, the group of people? Is there anything you've got going on or anything like that you'd like to tell people? Or
What I would like to talk about is what I do locally, and what I do locally with the kids, and what I do locally with the Frederick County Public Schools here, and it's to get the children more involved. And that's something I told you that I've been doing for a long time. And it's just whether it's free tanks, whether it's free fish, whether it's just trying to teach them something. We work heavily with them, and we approach them. We put out so many tanks out there. When I mean it's just me and my wife, really. It's just something that we do. I implore people to really, let's not just say we want to bring the youth in. We really need to do something. It's not just going to a show, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, guys, and setting up a tank. We need to continuously do something. That was another reason why I wanted to start the aquarium club, because I wanted the aquarium club to work heavily with all the local public schools as well.
Gotcha.
There's so many ways you can tie science into water chemistry, so many different things you can do within fish tanks too. And what I bring to is therapy. One of my little fishies right here is therapy as well. And not just for vets and combat veterans or whatnot, for children. You know, my own kids at times, I'm like, you know, I want to drop an elbow or something, like just sit down in front of this tank. Sit down for 5 minutes, take a look. And does it fix things? No, but it calms them down.
Yeah.
Refocuses things, and you can get to it. So I implore people, get out there a little bit more, work with the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts. There's so many things you can do really to bring the youth back into it. And it's just letting people know, hey, it's cool. It's really neat. You know, I mean, some kids want to see that cichlid eat the little fish, you know. That's nature. It's part of life. Let's not be sad about that, right?
It is.
Let's not go throw a mouse in there or something, you know what I mean? People are sick, you know. But I implore people to do things like that. It works. We put over 1,000 tanks in schools here.
Wow.
In what the last 5 years. So
wow,
we do it ourselves, and you can get stuff free off Craigslist. I'm very frugal. I practice that frugality with 5 kids, right?
Yeah.
But people are giving tanks away every day. I bring them in, I clean them out, we give them right out. And obviously, I have plenty of fish to give out. So
yeah,
I implore people, get out there and really do something. Whether it's
Nice.
a 4-H club, YMCA, anything. If you guys need help, email me, colorguppies@gmail.com, and I'll help guide you.
that's awesome. 1,000 tanks.
Yeah.
That is a lot. That should be the
A
name
lot
of
of
your
work.
project. 10,000
1,000
tanks,
tanks.
or 1,000,000 tanks or whatever it is. You know,
Or broken back. Something like that.
well, that's a little close to a movie that came out a few years ago.
Oh, I thought of that. With you, Rico, I gotta stay sharp, man. So yeah, no mountains for me, bud.
Okay, so let's go ahead and open it up to the chat. If you have any questions, and again, if you came in and said hi, we didn't say anything, that's all by design. We just, it's a conversation that first half hour, but the second half hour is all about you guys, you know, asking your questions, learning more about Vinay. You know, try to keep it a little bit more about Vinay and not about how to do things with fish. If you've got fish questions, that's okay, but just try and keep those, you know, minimized. Okay, so I'm going to start at 7:05 with Mr. Paul Sotera. Oh, and again, please do the @Rico stand so it pops out so I can see it. Vinay, can you see the chat at all?
I do. I see it. I might
Okay.
be a little delayed, but I see it.
Okay, so if you see a question, I'm going to feed them to you. But if you see something that I missed or something you want to address, feel free. Jump in.
Sure.
Okay, so Paul Sotera, 7:05, that's where I'm starting out. And again, that's Eastern time. There was a series on PBS covering the book that you were talking about. So very cool. I will have to look at that too. Thanks, Paul. Let's see. Michael Long was saying hi. And again, I'm just looking right now for the @Rico stand. We got down to Michael. Jay Oliver came in. There we go. Ricky said, what is Vinay's favorite movie or TV show?
Man, that's a good one.
Do you like to watch movies a lot? I mean, most people do, but are you really into them? There's been some people that just aren't really into movies.
Not anymore, to be honest with you.
5 kids,
you know
it's
what?
hard to find the time to sit down and watch a movie.
It
Unless
is, and I just kind of like,
Finding
you know, a
Nemo.
little bit taken aback from the mainstream, you know, kind of step back from it a little bit. Some of those military movies really upset me a little bit, you know, when I see it's just too much talking about what we do. But I'll tell you what, there's a really good old movie that I like and I still like to watch now. It's Dancing with Wolves. I don't know if people have seen that.
Yeah.
And it's just because of Native Americans, because I was fascinated with them as a kid too. So I studied all the different tribes. I really liked it. And Union. I don't know if everyone's seen Union.
That one I don't remember. Was that a movie or was that a...
Movie. It was a Civil War movie. I believe it was Matthew Broderick, I believe was the gentleman it was about the first African-American, I believe one of the first battalions or units fighting for the Union. So it's really amazing, you know. So that's kind of the stuff I do like.
Gotcha.
Of course, with any of your Marvel, I'm a big Marvel guy too. So anything Marvel I watch, except Captain Marvel, I could not get into that movie for some reason.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, and I'm with you. I mean, I like Captain Marvel too, but Dances with Wolves, I do remember that was a great movie. I think it won whatever that year.
Yeah,
It won the big stuff. Uh, Fishy who you obviously know, and you got to
I
hang
do
out
know
with.
that guy.
Saw those pictures. I was very jealous. I really wanted to be there because that was three very cool people. That, but he says, "Color Guppies, can you see me?" Not a
I can
question.
see him. I see you. I see you, Kirk. He's a great
Um,
guy.
oh, it jumped on me. I saw a question there too that just stood out to me. Um, and again, people, if you would please do the at Rico stand. So you know how that works. But I did catch this one from Richard Goger. What did you do in the Army, if you can tell us? He went through Fort Benning Airborne School. What did you do, if you can tell us, or if you
Sure, I,
feel?
I was in the 1st Battalion, 34th Armored Division, is what I was. So that lets you know pretty much kind of what I did there. Was stationed in Iraq, and I went to Afghanistan as well. Um, I did whatever was asked of me. I tell people that too. I was a good soldier, And I one thing I tell people, I had the honor of actually serving with my cousin,
Yes.
and who I lost, and I was there, So some things, some things I don't talk about. Let's
Sure.
put it that way.
Yeah.
But that's what I did, Infantry, 34th Armored Division. That's me.
I did not know that your cousin was that served with you. I mean, I knew that you guys served at the same time, but I didn't know you were there with him at the time.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, that's it makes it even worse, I guess.
And
I don't know.
Your cousin and
know.
everybody, lots of brothers there, lots of
Yeah.
good people, and people who came back that we lost because we don't do a good job of taking care of vets.
We don't. I agree with that 100%. We don't do a good job taking care of our vets. We haven't for a very long time, and there's a lot more we could do for them.
Yeah,
I've
just
never
diagnosed
served
with PTSD. Just now diagnosed with it, and I have a different version where I'm not introverted. Whatever, I get too much chaos around me and loud noises makes me get a little aggressive. So I have to look at a lot of fish. You know what I mean? So.
So when we go to the Triple Crown, we're going to make sure that you don't have a lot of loud noises around you.
If it's organized, it's okay. But if it's just a bunch of nonsense and screaming and, the Army guy comes out of me,
I'm going to be there. Nonsense and screaming is what I do. That's all I got, man.
That's organized chaos. How about that? The clash was great. I had a great time. They didn't want to punch anybody. So
it was good. It was a lot of fun. And that wasn't just, lip service. I really meant that. And I've told you that before when we got to sit down and watch Gary Lang's talk and stuff. And we were, talking about the fishes, and just talking back and forth. It felt like somebody I didn't feel like I just met you. I felt like I had known this guy forever, and I just felt comfortable,
No, I felt the same way. You, Jason, it was great.
Yeah, everybody there, every single person that went that we got to hang out with was awesome. Emily, ADHD Aquatics, would like to know how you picked colored guppies for your name.
So initially I had a different name, and it came with a change because I used to be a big koi and goldfish breeder for a long time. And I did that kind of quietly. That was a commercial side. I actually sold to several of the bigger fish farms in the country here. And that's what I did. So when I kind of got into the guppies and the live bears, really just focusing on the guppies, just easier. It was easier on my body too. I actually came up with another name. It was Guppy Love. But if you notice, Guppy Guru uses that term, and I believe Jay Oliver does. And I saw that, and I was like, oh, darn, I can't use that. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do I do? Great, color guppies. Nice, simple. And if you watch some of my older videos, especially on Instagram, you notice I had my daughter always say color guppies, at the start of it. That's a play off bubble guppies, so little marketing, little stealing right there, a little bit slightly. So
Gotcha.
It sticks in people's heads too.
Yeah. And I do remember that. And you talked about this one, Keith Aquakiwa. That's Keith. He wanted to know which brands, and you've already answered that one. So Alishon, Mr. Sunshine, would like to know if you're involved with any local clubs, the CCA or Potomac.
Yeah, both CCA and the PVAS.
Okay.
PVAS, Potomac Valley Crim Societies.
PVAS, which is a great name. PVAS. I just enjoy saying it. PVAS.
You can go a lot of ways with that right there. So.
It sounds like a radio station to me. PVAS.
And actually, people, the big fish deal is going to be coming here, and it's going to be in Gaithersburg, Maryland. It hasn't been quite announced yet. I'm going to be working with them as well. And there's a gentleman I want to introduce everybody to. He's my breeding friend, and his name is Mars. He's actually going to be the webmaster, he's a webmaster for the CCA, is actually going to be the webmaster and helping with the big fish deal as well. So I'm going to be heavily involved in there too. So look out for that in the DC area next year.
And where does that normally take place?
Gaithersburg, Maryland, which is right outside of DC. It's not
Okay.
too far at all.
Yeah, that's not a super far trip for us. I didn't know that was coming back. Was that gone for a while? Was it just because of the pandemic or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pandemic, and there was a little, you know how things go.
Yeah.
Things change, structure change, people change,
The big fish deal. Awesome. I mean, I've heard about that before. I think maybe Ed had gone to it before. Somebody I know had talked about going there before.
People
and
have
had a good time. So Degenerate Jason says Vinay was talking about a business venture he was working on. Is that something he can talk about?
That is yes, Jason, I definitely can, and that's what's tied into that building.
Okay.
And that 54,000 square foot warehouse that we are working on closing on, and to be our breeding facility. And it's going to still be working with other people as well, but it's going to be for the core 10 of us, and that's going to literally be it to provide fish nationwide. So that's big things coming in 2022.
And is there going to be any type of focus for those fish? It's just whatever you guys decide you want to try and breed, or do you have any kind of focus, live bears, or just anything?
Between 10 of us, everything. I mean, we got rainbows, live bearers. I mean,
Gotcha.
all types of cichlids. Cichlids are really big in this area. Of course, we got guppies, your goldfish, and of course, it's going to be things that people want. Obviously,
sure.
Your plecos and some of your higher end fish are going to be coming as well. So,
gotcha. And is it going to be retail more, like like you're going to be shipping more to the stores and stuff, or is it
both.
Just going to be everything?
We would like to do both, to be honest with you. But the biggest thing is going to be providing hobbyists with quality fish. So I'm not so worried about the retail side of it. I've been able to sell a lot of guppies here locally. That's guppies, right? So let's think about when we talk about rainbows, ratocentrics, things like that. You know what I mean? So
did you get some of those?
I got some coming. So you're gonna know. So yeah,
I want some. I want some. Definitely want some of those. Those are high on my list, man. And that's because of you again. You sent me to what's his name? Marcel?
Yeah, Marcel's a great guy. He's gonna be in Kentucky too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like to meet him. I have some fish from him, thanks to Vinay.
Sure. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a really great guy.
Looking forward to meeting him and getting some of those rads too. Okay. Stephen P would like to know what Vinay's favorite pound of cheese.
Oh man, mozzarella.
Really?
Man. Easy. Yeah, I just eat it.
Really?
Snickers bar to me.
It's a very mild cheese.
It is. I used to have an issue with some of the sharper cheeses for some reason. I had to grow into it.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I'd be like, get that stuff away from me.
My mouth is starting to water. I'm a cheese guy. I'm definitely a cheese guy. I'm not a connoisseur by any means, but I know a little bit about cheese. I've actually made different types, and
Well, I mean, like being of Indian descent, cheese can be a little too much sometimes. We were actually, me and S were showing Steven about these Indian street food vendors and like the 16 pounds of cheese they put on. So,
oh, gotcha. So that's where that question came from.
It might have been. I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah, it's usually something like that with Steven. There's always roots there with Steven. There's always it's never just
there.
There's never just an innocent question with that guy. He's shifty. You should watch him. Actually, you should watch him. You should go over and subscribe to him because he's almost to that 1K. And I'm sure everybody, there's 76 people in here right now. I bet you every single one of you guys are subscribed to Steven. But if you're not, and if the mods would please drop his link, you really should be, because the guy makes amazing content. He just does. It's educational. It's funny. It checks all the boxes. He spends a lot of time on editing, just everything. So. All right, there's Medcow, who we got to meet. If you remember, he was at dinner with us. He said, for Color Guppies, it was nice talking to you at the Clash. A little bit we talked. If you remember me, hoping to get to know everyone a little bit next year, whoever goes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he was sitting right across from me from dinner. So, of course, I remember him. I remember everyone.
That was a cool dinner. I wish we could have gotten, like Lori and Joe had to take off. But, would have been
Fishy
nice.
wasn't there. Kirk wasn't there.
Yeah, Kirk didn't come back. But we did get Susie Q and Lisa and everybody else. And, it was fun. Okay, so I'm scrolling and it's going to jump on me. What am I hearing?
Who from the play set wants to take part in creating a quadcopter?
Is she watching I can hear it. What is she
Can
watching
everyone
tonight?
run away? I'll help. I've been
Oh, my
wanting to
daughter?
fly for a
Yeah, we
long
can hear
time.
that.
It's way
Oh
better
my
than
gosh, I'm
being
so
stuck
I'm
in
so
No, it's okay. It's not super loud. I just wondered what it was. It sounded like
some type of clay ball thing. I don't know what they watch. I'm so unhip now. I don't know what they do anymore. To be honest with you.
oh
Stars
man,
are
that
also better than
okay.
although that's a bit higher. I've been wanting to fly for a long
I'm
time.
sorry.
It's way better than being
Okay,
stuck
there we
in
go.
Telling my
Sorry.
dad, I'm like so numb to it.
Yeah, you don't even hear it anymore. And again, my kids are old, so well, not old, but let's see. So Paul Sotero, he's got he says fellow Cane Corso owner here, best dog he's ever lived with.
Great
Nice.
dogs.
I've never had one. We don't really get the big dogs very often. We usually just put the feelers out to see who has a rescue when it's time to get another one, and just see.
Yeah.
We don't care. We don't care. Whatever. We try to get the smaller dogs though, specifically because. So we live in a very cold place, right? Upstate New York, very snowy, I should say. It's not super cold, actually. It's not that cold, really, compared to places like North Dakota and Minnesota. Those places are a lot colder, but snow-wise, we get a lot more than most places in the United States. So we don't do a whole lot in the wintertime. And it's so much easier for the little dogs to get their exercise in the house as opposed to a big dog. You know what I mean?
It's very true.
Big dog,
Very
you
true.
really need to take them out and get them running and doing stuff. And the little dogs need their exercise, but they can get that exercise running up and down the hallway,
Yeah,
So
small
that's
legs.
why we've always gone with the littler dogs.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Emily says, and that's ADHD Aquatics. What has been your most memorable fishy moment? Anything that stands out with keeping fish?
Um, Probably have to say it goes back to when I was breeding my koi and my goldfish. I brought in some Chinese shubunkins, and they were really nice. I call them imperial shubunkins. They were really, really nice. Started breeding them out. Had some really great success. I ended up selling the entire line to a really big, well-known koi fish farm in the country, and it was a big accomplishment for me because they liked it and also gave me a good influx of cash that I can put right back into my fish and into my family too. So it's a big accomplishment for me. I definitely remember that because it was when someone appreciates your hard work and what you're doing when other people are like, boo. And here they come, they're like, oh my God, we want to buy that from you. All of it. Totally.
Yeah. Nice.
That was a big
sense of
accomplishment.
accomplishment. And can you tell who that is or not really?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I can tell you privately though.
Okay. Just curious. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Bex said, what was your favorite place that you've been stationed?
I enjoyed my time in Germany. A little time in Germany. I was there for a different reason though, but I'd probably say it was one of my best times there. I think when I was in the military, I was very, very mission oriented, and I liked going out, but it's kind of busy as well with what I could do. And being the fact that I have an Indian background, and when I was in Afghanistan, many Afghanis watch Bollywood. They can speak, the more common language of Hindi or Urdu, and I can understand a lot of Dari too and whatnot. So I guess I was just too busy to enjoy too much, unless I was not in theater,
Gotcha. Well, that's great because that's my follow up was what about Germany made it better for you? And it sounds like it's just because you had more time to get out and do things while you were there.
The German people are wonderful people, just cultured, wonderful people, and just, you got a break. I got a break from other stuff. So
Yeah.
nice.
They're just not super good with comedy. German comedy.
No, and they drive like very small cars too, man. It's just very different, especially if you go to the smaller towns.
Yeah.
Very different mentality,
Well, I think that's a lot of the UK because, especially, I know it's in Britain because my son-in-law is British, and he's always talking about the size of the cars. Like my daughter has she's got what does she have? A Chevy Cruze, small car, but he thinks it's
They
just
consider
massive.
that big.
It's so big. It's
Yeah, they
such a
consider that big.
car.
A Corolla is big to Germans. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa,
It's same with housing though too. He said, because our house is not big. It's a small ranch, 1,500 square feet upstairs. So it's not a big house by any means, but to him it's massive. It's amazing that the housing is so different. Okay, Zen Ginger, a great comment and a great person too. But in honor of my old buddy Sir Pronalot, which would you prefer, a shrimp-sized dog or a dog-sized shrimp?
That's really good. A dog-sized shrimp.
Yeah.
I would take that just for the awe factor, and I would scare the crap out of people, and it'll make my takeover just that much easier.
Yeah. But either one,
I'd be scared with the shrimp-sized dog that I'd kill it, or my kids would eat it, or something would happen. So
dog-sized shrimp. I mean, that's going to be difficult to take for walks and stuff. What are you gonna do with a dog-sized shrimp?
Get a good swimming pool, man, and just pretend I'm Aquaman and ride that sucker around. Saddle him, just get it going.
There we go. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So we're scrolling. So again, if everybody would hit up the Rico stand, because I got, there we go. Okay. Jeremy said, is Vinay local to the Big Fish deal? Yeah, and you're not very far away from there.
Not at all.
Alishon chatted with the president of the CCN Messenger. She mentioned that the club is having issues with getting volunteers. Was not sure when a BFD can be scheduled. Q went to the BFD.
That's why there's no date. But
okay,
fingers crossed, Alishon. We gotta make it happen. It's right here in my backyard. It's going to happen.
Is there anything people can do not there? Is there anything that people like myself could do to help out with that not being close by?
That I don't know. I mean, I can reach out maybe and see if we can have any long distance volunteers with going. I'll reach out to my buddy Mars as well, and see.
Okay. I mean, I do have some IT skills and stuff. I mean, I was IT guy for 25 years. I don't want to do much of it anymore, but I would definitely help you and help that if there's anything I could.
That's awesome. Cool.
And I'm sure I bet a lot of people in the chat feel the same way. I'm because that's what the Fish Fam does, right? Overall, they're very helpful people. And what are you laughing about?
S asked me a question there.
Okay, go ahead.
So he's asking me what my favorite fruit is.
Oh,
and we know that's a mango.
Yes, we do.
Big old mango.
Big old mango.
Juicy mango.
Is there a certain type of mango?
Elephant mango.
That's the actual name of them?
There's elephant mango. Yeah. And I mean, almost any mango. It can be Indian, Brazilian.
I did not know that there was an elephant mango.
1,000 varieties of mangoes, I believe. Yep. Lots of varieties.
I am a mango fan. Different reasons, I think, though.
Me. Yeah.
Okay. ADHD would like to know what's some advice to give to new aspiring guppy breeders for how to get sales?
I'm going to say stick to your square. The biggest problem I see with guppy breeders, or just within selling guppies, is just going to be to lower your prices, right? If you think you got nice fish, stick with your price. Sell your fish, right? So let's say when I started off selling guppies, I was on Craigslist. I was kind of doing the same thing everyone else did, but I used certain terms, American bred, bred in American waters, and it'll last you much longer versus imports, disease-free, things of that nature. And people will come. And one of the biggest things to do is show good pictures of your fish as well. People will pay for good fish, is what I got to say. If you show, I can't tell you how much time I spent sending, people pictures and whatnot, which is why I have the Instagram now. Just please go on there, look at the fish, see if you like them or not. Then we can go from there. But I would say stay on your square, do what you do. And what's going to sell is quality. So always start with good fish. Quality fish is going to help you sell your fish.
Very nice. Sorry, just reading something. Colin's Critter Cave. Hey, it's been a little bit. Man, I don't think we've seen you in a while. Good to see you. So what's your favorite band or music genre?
A little bit of everything. I do love hip-hop, a lot of hip-hop. Though as I get older, I don't listen to it as much because, I just don't want my girls twerking and shit like that. But I like some old country. I'm a big Johnny Cash fan. And of course, I love Indian music. I'm Indian, man. I can't help but to shake my head when the drums play and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
All right. Let's, okay, we got that. And I'm just sort of scrolling through real quick, guys. If I don't see the ad Rico stand, I probably missed your question. So make sure if I haven't, I'm down to actually, where was that? I'm down to 721. Again, that's Eastern Standard Time. RB Animals and Movies. I'm down to his comment. So if it's anything above there, I missed it, and you'll just repost it again and do the at Rico stand so I can see it for Vinay. It is actually 7:30. Are you okay on time? Do you need to take off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay. RB Ricky would like to know if you have a favorite comic book series. You said you're big on Marvel.
You know what I really love, and I think a lot of us did, especially reading comics, was the Infinity Gauntlet series. Was simply amazing.
Which one?
Infinity Gauntlet series.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I mean, I remember.
Yeah.
We have the movies now, but I was that kid in the books, just
Yeah.
in the comic books, going nuts reading that.
And it's only a 4-part series.
Yeah,
It's not very big. It's only 4 comics in the Infinity, but there's different ones. There's Infinity War. There's Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes.
There's, so I think there's 3. I think there's 3 series that are each 4 comics. I think I could be wrong. It's been a while. I definitely have them. They're in the closet right over here, which I need to get out of this fish room. Doesn't make sense to have stacks of comic books in a fish room.
It's okay. Fish and comics, dude. That's great. I love it.
All right. So scrolling down again, we got to the favorite fruit, and there's Maria again. Oh, that's a good question. Peplin said Rico is my favorite fruit.
Yeah, my second
Back after
favorite.
Peplin.
I agree, Pep. Second favorite.
Maria said, what advice would you give to a YouTuber who is incredible at keeping and breeding fish, but is discouraged by numbers or frustrated by language barriers? That's a tough one. The language barriers has got to be.
Yeah. And, that's a really great question. And it's something, of course, obviously, I don't deal with it, but family and friends, I understand what it is. And I'm still going to tell people, the more you practice speaking, the more you do something, the better you're going to get at it. And I'm getting photobombed here, right? Yeah. So, and staying on your square too, stay on your square, concentrate on your content. Things will come, for every 10 people that don't like you, 20 people will.
Yes.
And that's my biggest thing. And practice makes perfect. Simple as that. I mean, if I 10 years ago would have been doing this with you, I would have been a mess. It's just from all these Zoom calls I've done over the past 5 years, just really was helping me with this. So just practice,
Gotcha. Good advice. I'd like to add a couple things to that. Now, obviously, this sounds like I'm a hypocrite because I'm so excited about getting to 1,000. I'm very close. Don't care about the numbers. Try not to care about the numbers. The numbers will come. The numbers will come as long as you have, as long as, don't be a jerk. don't be a jerk to people. Be, inclusive. Try to include people. Don't be judging people and stuff. Don't worry about the numbers and stuff though. Just go. And no matter what you do, you sort of touched on this. You're going to have people that dislike you.
Sure.
It's going to happen. I guarantee it. And the hardest thing for me, and this is a failing, and we talked about this today actually, is that I care too much about those people that don't like me. I shouldn't. Because look, there's 80 people in here right now watching, and you guys are all amazing. You're all fish fam. You're all just great people. You're positive and supporting, and it's an amazing family of people. So there's 80 people saying good stuff and one person saying something bad, and I focus on the bad person. Don't do that. Don't do that. Focus on the positives because those are the ones that matter. The negative ones don't matter. So do your best. There's Skipper saying, yo, yo, yo. What's up, Skipper? Another guy, obviously, we got to meet and hang out with.
Another great guy.
Jason would like to know if you like masala.
Oh, man, mango masala, baby. He knows. He knows what's up.
Okay. All right. So, again, I'm looking for the at Rico Stan. If you got questions or anything, throw up that. Greg the Guppy guy, what's going on, dude? Cake or pie?
Man, pie.
And which kind of pie? What's your favorite pie?
It's so tough. It's literally a tie between apple and cherry, man. It's both. Cherry apple. Just
Chappy.
smash it
Chapel.
together. Yeah.
Chapel.
I like that.
Chapel pie. That sounds good, actually. And I
It does.
obviously, as most people know, am also cheese, pie, sushi. Those are my things, man. When it comes to food, that's my world.
Bad. The pie sounds so good.
If you give me a cheese and sushi pie, oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
doesn't sound that good. All right. There's George. It's just after midnight there in England. Hope you're well, fish fam. Oh, going to make a coffee. And as longfin cherry barbs are spawning. So you got people in the UK watching you too, Vinay.
Nice.
We didn't say real bad things about the UK, right? Right, George? We
No.
didn't say bad things. We just said the houses and the cars were small. That's all. Oh, it's going to jump. It does it all the time. Even Liquid Zoo even made a shirt that says something like "Damn it, the chat jumped" or something like that. Mike said, "When are you going to start not being a jerk, Rico?" Tomorrow, Mike. Tomorrow at between 12:01 and 12:01. Midcow says he comes for the guest too. Yep, we were talking about that. Lumpy Dog says he and I have a love-hate relationship. I love that he hates me. He's all right. Lumpy Dog's all right. He's an all right guy. I guess we'll let him go. Let's see. Fanatical, what's going on? I'm doing a new tank tomorrow, but can't add my current fish to it until I sell my current tank. But I need to break down my current tank. Will my fish be okay in a tote for a day? Oh yeah, for a day, for a week, especially if you're putting in your sponge filters or your air. And I mean, even I think I feel comfortable answering that. Yeah. I have a tote. It's right behind me on the floor down here, filled with guppies. It was actually outside. It was one of my summer tubs. It's only a little 17-gallon, and
it's a little hefty 32-quart container right there on my rack.
Yeah, works fine.
That's my Gingosopharis are living in there. That's what the entire colony.
Your what?
The Gingosopharis.
I don't know what that is.
It's just a little nice fancy name for a guppy angler hybrid, basically.
Oh, okay. I did not know. See, learning things. Yeah. Petsotics, what's going on, Diego? What's happening? Eric why'd you do that to me, Eric? Eric Wyrock would like to know what your favorite sandwich is.
Oh man, I like a good chicken Philly.
Chicken Philly.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Is there peppers on it?
Can be peppers on it. And little mushrooms are really good too. Some provolone.
Oh.
Yeah, if it's blackened, even better.
Oh. That sounds good. I didn't eat dinner before we did this, so I put it off. Ricky wants to know if you have a favorite candy. We're on the food. What's with the food, people? Why are we doing this?
Favorite candy? I'd probably say Jolly Ranchers. I'm a big fruity type of guy. And
really?
I don't know why. I mean, I ruined my teeth with them. I would put like 18 in my mouth at one time. I would do that right now.
How long does that take? How long does that take to get rid of?
Well, when I had good teeth, not too long. So,
I do not like, I don't like them that much. I mean, they're okay. I mean, I'd rather go with some kind of chocolate. Ferrero Rocher, which is always hard to say. Here's a great one from Paul. If Vinay couldn't breed or keep guppies anymore, which fish would you concentrate on?
Probably the rainbows, which is what I'm really on right now, and other live bears. So, I have my Goodeids I'm working on as well, several different strains of those, and my Valipera, the Yucatan Molly and stuff like that. So, yeah, it would still be some type of live bear, but the rainbows are definitely, I got the rainbow fever, so.
Yeah, and how many different ones do you have now? Different rainbows?
Rainbows?
Yeah.
I think I got 6 now. I got like 10 other species on the way here, so we'll be doing like a big thing.
Gotcha.
Coming up
and
soon, so.
You did get the ones from Gary Lang, the eggs. How are those doing?
They're doing great. I mean, they're about that big now, so they're doing really great. And the biggest key with them is temperature. I was telling a few people I found the magic temperature to be about 82.4, and I had 100% hatch rate with the eggs. So,
wow,
they're all doing
really,
yeah.
See,
Gary sets you up. He sets you up to succeed. I mean, those eggs when you get them, they're ready to go. I mean, you can see them too when you look at them.
I should have done
very
it.
well developed.
I'm glad you did it. I mean, that's awesome. Now I know. I mean, I should. I was on the fence and I was thinking about doing it, but I didn't. So,
Man, I wish I didn't split it though, man. I wish I was greedy and was just like,
well,
no,
you were
F you
being a nice
guys.
guy, yeah. Because
Like,
somebody else, they were getting
between him and
expensive or
Lucas,
something.
it was him and oh man, $37 or something. It was very
Oh, that's not.
affordable.
Yeah, yeah.
But Lucas and that dude, man, they were. I mean, you saw Lucas; his hand wasn't even coming down. His hand was just staying up. I was like, you know what? Let me sit down now.
Damn that Lucas Bretz.
God,
You can't say his name 3 times. You
I
remember,
know.
right?
Yeah,
Remember
well, yeah.
when
The
DeGeneres was
man.
telling us the story about it? We were coming back from lunch,
We thought
and
he left.
he was saying, "Man, we were in a stream, and somebody said you can't say Lucas Bretz 3 times or he shows up." And they did. They said Lucas Bretz 3 times, and he showed up in the stream. Well, just when DeGenerate was telling us that story, we had pulled into the parking lot, and as soon as he said it 3 times. He said Lucas Bretz 3 times. Lucas Bretz went by in a van.
We're like sitting there awed, like, what
Oh
is
no!
going on?
It
He was kind of staring at
great.
us, looking at him, like, hey, what's wrong with these jerks? You know?
Why are these guys staring at me like that? I was probably shocked. I was like,
I was like, no
Candyman,
way.
Candyman, Candyman.
Yeah, right.
I think I know the answer to this question, but Diego says Marvel or DC.
Oh, Marvel,
Yeah.
all the way,
Why?
no comparison. TC,
What is it?
better characters, I think. I think better character development, and of course, you're going to the modern era of movies. I mean, Marvel's just taken over. I mean,
When it
really
comes to
look at
movies,
it.
I definitely agree. I do like a lot of DC comics. I think they made some good
I like
stuff.
a few. There's
Yeah.
some few, but I just don't. You don't have the variety. I think as much, or the character development as I saw in Marvel, or maybe I just like Marvel like that.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah, might
taste.
be because I think that they do a pretty good job. A good job on development. I mean, they have been around just as long. They've, I think they have some good characters. I'm not a Superman fan, but
Yeah,
Batman and Wonder Woman and Green Lantern and Green Arrow, and I mean, I think they've had,
yeah,
I think they have some good characters and stuff. But when it comes to TV shows, I feel like until recently, the Disney Plus thing has changed this whole thing. I feel like
yes, it
the Disney
has.
Plus thing has made the Marvel movies, Marvel TV shows, way better. They've been great. But until that point, I thought the DC shows, the TV shows, were far better than the Marvel TV shows. Movies, the other
Pretty
way
good.
around. I just watched the Justice League, the Snyder cut of the Justice League. It was 4 hours, and it was
Pretty good.
actually good. It was worth it. It was worth it to watch that 4 hours.
I might try it.
Okay. I'm waiting for it to jump. Sorry. It jumps a lot because I get down towards the end, but it takes me so long. Like we're 10 minutes behind in the chat about.
Sure.
Excuse me. If you make a cheese pie, does it become cheesecake? Depends on the cheese used. It depends on
Yeah, I
the
wouldn't
cheese.
use mozzarella though for
I
cheesecake.
do like Maz, but again, I like something. Right now, my favorite is Stilton, both the blue and the white. It's an English cheese. A lot of times it comes with like ginger, little pieces of ginger in it, or mango. Sometimes it has a little mango in it.
Hey,
Um,
whoa, let me write
and
this down.
it's got a more sharp taste to it. I just absolutely love it. Okay. Jenny, she would like to know what the best way for someone to contact Vinay to purchase his fish.
Right now the site is being worked on, so we will have that up soon. But you can just email me at colorguppies@gmail.com. And I'd be more than happy to try to help you out.
And what I think you answered this way earlier. ADHD would like to know what turned Vinay on to fish, and it was because you saw that picture of your dad with a fish tank, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
And
got
just
you
loving
into it.
animals. And then you just kind of like it. And then man, the world when you're a kid, the world of fish keeping is just so broad and big. It's just you couldn't get bored with it. You still can't. There's always a fish to get.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I'm barely a year and a half into it, longer now. I have so much to collect and try and raise and all that stuff. Uh, Eric wants to know Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Do you have a preference?
I would have been Coke. I don't drink soda anymore, but Coke.
I don't care. I don't care. I know that's weird. I know most people are like, oh, but
I
yeah.
find Pepsi is just a little too sweet, or maybe not as carbonated. Maybe I don't know.
The Nano Aquarium guy, what's happening? He would like to know, he or she, sorry. Oh, guy. Hardest fish that you have bred.
The Hardest fish that I have bred. Um, I, it may sound kind of like a little egotistical. I haven't had too much trouble breeding any fish. It's I would probably say maybe keeping the fish alive at times or keeping eggs viable and things of that nature have been hard. And that can probably be with some of my prize winning kois and stuff like that. But typically, just luckily, I've been okay with really breeding fish. When I want to breed them, I can. Now, keeping them alive and moving forward, that can be the difficult point.
Gotcha. Gotcha. But getting to the point where they will breed is not hard for you to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, let's say if you have some angels, I was talking to a very good buddy of mine. You can have angels and hundreds of them, and they're swimming, they're wiggling, and all that good stuff, and you come back and they're dead. Things of that nature can happen, knowing how to raise the fry. I think breeding is really the easiest part.
Gotcha. That's a good answer. And we're going to have to talk some more because I'm at the point now where I do want to breed some of my Bosmanis and the CPDs and
cool.
and I've had these fish for the Bosmanis. I've had them for going on they're well over a year, and they were about 8 months when I got them. So and they're doing fine, but I haven't bred them, and I haven't really even seen any behavior from them. I guess they like to breed in the mornings, and I'm usually not out of bed in the mornings because I'm retired.
Yeah, I know.
Fanatical would like to know who your favorite fish tuber is. Do you have a fish tuber? Favorite one? Anybody that really stands out?
I'm going to say it's honestly hard to say one, but I tell you one that I'm actually really enjoying because I enjoy a lot of people, right, for different reasons. Probably say there's the one person I enjoy the most at the current moment is going to be Alex, Secret History Aquarium. It's just
Good
because
answer.
the guy's just slapping you with so much knowledge. It's just like pow pow. You think you know stuff, and he's just like boom, here you go. And he's so passionate about it, and I'm always learning something from this guy.
Yeah.
And I was able to chat and text with Alex because he wants some of my fish from Shannon Show. And the guy's just amazing. You want to talk about a guy who was so happy who got the fish, knew about the fish and the lineage and all that stuff. Yeah. So right now I've really been enjoying him. But say to have one favorite, I can't say that because I enjoy a lot of people.
Sure, it might change all the time, but that's a great answer, and I agree with that one a lot because Alex does a really good job of presenting information in a way that's easy for the layman to understand. I mean, he does have a few degrees. He's a smart guy. He's a scientist, really, when it comes to he's a scholar. But he's just very down to earth. We have a lot in common with different things, so I enjoy talking to him. And that's a great one. I agree with that one quite a bit. Alex is definitely up there amongst my favorites.
He's so enthusiastic, and that's when you can see someone's passion, man, and you feel it.
Yeah,
you inspire me.
Yeah, makes a lot of difference because somebody can be telling you about something they've done, and they're like, well, yeah, I gotta breed the fish.
Yeah, rolling eyes and things.
Yeah,
body language means a lot.
It does. Okay, we're closing in. Let's see, we're about 12 minutes. We'll go right to 8 o'clock. Right now, I believe Susan SLC is going, and the aforementioned Alex is going right now as well.
Oh, nice.
Both of those people are streaming right now. At 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And I feel like I've forgotten somebody that does it at 8 o'clock now. There's somebody that just started doing it at 8 o'clock. Can somebody in the chat, am I wrong? I feel like there's somebody at 8. But at 9 p.m. we have Ladies Night with Shanna and Dee Dee and Jess. That's a fun show. And then we also have Kelly. I was going to say Kelly Foreman because she was in the chat and she was just on that show last week.
Yep.
We've got Bentley Pasco at 9 p.m. as well.
Oh, Bentley. Yep.
All right. So
I did
Kelly
see a question Ali Sean asked about. He was asking about Pat K and Matt Q. I'm not sure about Pat. He's going to be involved in it. Pat, but I mean, when I'm talking about Matt Quinn is a good friend of mine. He's an Army guy too. I'm not sure Ali Sean if he's going to be a part of it or not. The last time I was there at his house and we were talking, he seemed to just be rubbed the wrong way a little bit by something. So I don't know. I hope he is because Matt Quinn's an amazing guy. I love the guy.
Very
For the
cool.
big fish deal. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Yeah. I got it. You guys and Alishon knows everybody.
He does.
He's been around for a while. And there's another guy, super nice guy.
Yeah.
He brought me pie. We didn't get to hang out too much. He was there Sunday, really just for the auction. So he didn't get to hang out
Oh,
too much
okay.
with Sunshine, but it was still a lot of fun. Kelly Foreman would like to know what your favorite rainbow is.
It's really hard to say, but I will say right now, I'm really enjoying these Kiungas. I think that's the way you say it from Dan's Fish. I'm really, really enjoying them. It's the coloration and the fins, a little bit of that redness coming out in them. And hopefully when the Kali Datu raises up, I'm thinking they're going to be my thing too. Once people start seeing these rainbows I'm bringing in and raising up, you'll kind of see a theme of the color I like. So,
Gotcha.
but
And
very
now,
striking.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Are both of those from Gary Lane? Didn't Dan get his from Gary too?
No,
No?
I don't honestly. I don't know where Dan got his from, but I will say
Okay.
Dan has some really, really nice fish.
He does. He does.
Really nice fish.
He definitely does. I
Super
think
healthy.
he's another person who is doing it right and helping out our hobby massively. Just we need more.
Kelly likes the Kiungas too, so that means I have some pretty decent taste if Kelly likes them too. So I'm happy.
Yeah,
about
if
that.
Kelly likes it, it's okay. S would like to know how many siblings you have.
Have three older asshole brothers. So no, I'm joking. three older brothers. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Gotcha. A lot older?
No, we're all like 16, 18 months apart or something
Yeah.
like that. That's where you just get a bunch of bulls and we're just bucking heads.
Yeah.
We're so close to each other.
Gotcha. Oh, Jenna P's going to be on Ladies' Night tonight. Awesome.
Oh, nice. Got to check that out.
Very cool. Okay. Like I said, we got about 8 minutes left. If you've got questions, get them in now. Zen Ginger would like to know last meal, prison rules, anything goes.
Oh man, it's going to be a lamb biryani, and which is a Indian dish, which is a spiced rice mixed with lamb. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it, but a lamb biryani would be really good, man.
I've never heard of it, and I'm very interested now.
Yeah, got to find the right place, man, because not every Indian restaurant's equal, and they're very cheap. So, Mark, listen to what I'm saying, guys. Ketchup is not tomato. Remember.
That's funny. Lady Diane says, thanks so much for featuring Colored Guppies. No, thanks, Colored Guppies, for coming up with us, man.
Thank
Again,
everybody. Thanks for everybody for coming.
Again, a good friend of mine. I'm glad. I'm sorry that it took this long, actually, to do it. But I didn't think you were too interested at first. I think I actually maybe even asked you a while back, and you weren't so sure about it. I can't remember, to be honest. But I didn't think you were super interested.
I've been asked by others, and I've said no. I have, and it's not just because it's just. I think me, Rick. I'm a fish keeper first, and then everything else. But I mean, you're my friend. I really enjoyed what you do, and I was just like, man, I'm going to come on. You invited me. It's like I'm with a bunch of friends right now.
Yeah.
It's a great time.
Awesome. That's exactly it. That's the whole vibe that we're going for. That's why the brick wall and the open sign. We're all hanging out, having a couple beverages, and just talking, shooting the shit. KJE Aquatics, what's going on? And KJE will be at the fish swap in Schenectady this weekend. And so a bunch of fish tubers. You're not going to make it, right? You said it's just too far.
No, I can't.
Okay.
It's work. Yeah.
And
I saw KGE drop the thing, and I do know he has great Guppies. He has amazing live bearers, and some very rare live bearers too. So I see you on Aquabig KGE. Trust me, I know. Good
Did you
stuff.
see his question there too? Do you have location points on all your Goodyear?
My Guppies?
Yeah.
I do, but I don't know them all. A lot of my Guppies came actually from Matt Quinn, which Ali Shah knows too. So I'll have to probably ask him. But that's a good point. No.
And he said that you saw that part. Tell him to hit me up. Goodyears are my passion.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ricky would like to know if you've got a favorite holiday.
You know what? It's really strange. I like the season now. It's been a combination of Thanksgiving and Christmas is what I like. And it's kind of odd because I'm not a Christian, but I love the holiday. I like anything that has to do with treating people good. And I like to eat a lot. So turkey's great, man.
Yeah.
Eat it all.
Yeah.
So I love the holidays because I love family. I love people. And we need to do it more. We shouldn't pick a day or two to come together, right? We should be doing this all the time. But I'm not trying to be counterculture here. So yes, I love Thanksgiving into Christmas are just literally it's my favorite time of year.
Gotcha. And I agree. I mean, but it's very hard, and a lot of times life, starts flying by. And like Valentine's Day, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I treat my wife good every time. I don't need Valentine's." No, you don't. No, you don't. Take one day out of the year just to show her she's that extra special. Just one day, man. Just
Sure,
you don't have to
sure.
spend money. I'm not saying spend money. Spend time. Spend time with her.
Spend time, say something sweet, say something nice, do what you used to do to make her that made her fall in love with you, right?
Yeah.
So
Show
yeah,
her.
I
Show her
agree.
what she means. Oh, we're just so mushy. Oh.
Some
Uh,
fishy old dudes here. That's what happens in old age, man.
I'm gonna stop, and I do see a question from Emily, but I'm gonna stop real quick, and you know what? We'll answer Emily's question, the ADHD, um, and then I want to talk real quick about Secret Santa and Fish Fam Christmas in our last 4 minutes. I just want to go over stuff again
Awesome.
real quick.
Sure.
Um, she says, "Do you know the Golden Skiffia multipunctata Goodied? I have some now. They're frying. They seem neat so far. They don't do much though. Are you familiar with those ones? The Golden Skiffia
A
multipunctata?
little bit, but I've never owned them, so no, I can't give you too much info on them. That's something I would actually probably ask KGE right there and direct it to him.
And you guys can find KGE on YouTube. He's got a channel. We can link that if people would like to,
Yeah.
if mods like to. Also, he's on Facebook. He's got a group on Facebook and an account, obviously. And he goes to a lot of the events and swaps and stuff, mostly in the Northeast, I believe, because he does live in New York,
Yeah.
not super far
But he
from me. He's
ships. I
about
mean, he's
3
on
hours.
Aquabid as well, guys.
Yeah,
I would say check. He has some really, really cool fish, and the fact that he has collection points on his Goodies, that just shows you, you know, how he's operating. That's high end stuff. That's
yeah.
good stuff.
And kgeaquatics.com too, I believe. Not to get into a commercial for for Keith, but
No, but
yeah,
he's
Maria
good.
just dropped the YouTube channel, but he also sells a lot of cool plants and stuff. So,
Yeah.
real quick. Again, we got just 3 minutes left. Secret Santa. So far hasn't been a ton of turnout, and I'd like to change that. It's not. It doesn't have to be expensive. There's a $50 maximum. I mean, if you've got Amazon Prime, you can buy something off of there. Uh, Fish tuber merch. That's the appropriate type of gift we're looking at Secret Santa, right? It's nothing big. It's nothing massive gift or anything. It doesn't have to be super expensive. But if you'd like to sign up for the Secret Santa, and this is Maine's Tails Fur and Fins, Jess, she's running that. TheAquaticShow at gmail.com, and mods I'm sure are going to drop those links. Send her an email, let her know, put in the title there, put Secret Santa, put some things that you would like to have, shirt sizes and stuff like that. If you want livestock or not, it's a $50 maximum. You'll get paired up with somebody else around the world, and there's a lot of ways to make that gift still a decent thing. Again, last year a lot of people got shirts. I sort of stuck on the shirt thing, and everybody was happy with that. That's a good level of what is sort of expected. And there's so many people in the Fish Fam that have merch. They've got coffee mugs. Those aren't expensive, coffee mug. And I get it. The Fish Fam has done a lot this year. You guys have donated to all these things. It's like a telethon. We're asking you for money all the time, with your support. Well, it's towards the end of the year. If you can afford it, please sign up for that Secret Santa. Really, really appreciate it. Bruiser, what's going on? Okay, Vinay, we already did that earlier, but is there anything that you'd like to say before we check out? Anything?
No, I mean, all I, it's what I tell people who buy fish from me. I say the same thing: is just keep your hands wet and keep your waters clean, guys. And just everything follows. Just
Gotcha.
be a good person and love your fish.
Yeah, keep your hands wet and keep your water clean.
Yep.
It's almost like Casey Kasem. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Oh man, that's a flashback for being a kid in summertime and seeing that guy 8 o'clock in the morning with the top 40. Oh man.
All right, everybody.
Can I answer one more question?
Oh
Rico?
yeah, definitely. Or a few if you've got. Yeah, that's fine.
Sure. I saw Fanatical ask one thing. He says snails, lover or hater, and I love them. Just to let him know. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or that person know. I'm not sure if it's a he or she. But
And any type of snails?
I like your mystery snails more than others. Not into the pond snails so much.
Okay.
Pest snails, but I have a ton of them, and they're here to stay too. So
Yeah, you don't mind them being in your tanks. You're not trying
no,
to
not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
It's always weird to me when I see people say, how do I get rid of these snails? And I'm like, well, why do you want to? I mean, what purpose? I mean, what is the negative of having them in your tank? It seems
Well,
like,
you know what happens is people see, oh, there's so many of them. They just go, they're a problem. The problem is not the snails. The problem is overfeeding.
yeah, where they get all the
Optimal
food.
breeding conditions, man. They're going to breed, right? You know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they've got to look for the right root cause.
Find that nice balance. You need to email him, Keith, and let him interview you.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh, we're talking about KGE. I think we've touched base, KGE and I. We talk on Facebook once in a while. I think he's on my short list of people to bring up. And again, is there anybody that's going now? Did we miss anybody that is streaming now at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? If they are, please drop their link in the chat so people can go hang out with them. I appreciate all you guys hanging out with us. It was another good one. Next week we have Ryan. He was Natural Aquariums.
Awesome.
He's a PNW, Pacific Northwest Aqua now, and he's going to be our guest next week. Looking forward to that one too. Another cool guy in the fish fam. Vinay, thanks so much.
Thank you, man. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it.
Just remember, rads. I want rads. That's what I want. Rads. All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you in the other stream.